Hi, it's Lisa with Family Matters Law Group. So, in many cases, one of the options that you will have available to you and a decision that you will have to make is whether or not to have a temporary relief hearing. So, let's start with what a temporary relief hearing is. When a case is initially filed in a divorce, let's say you file your initial petition for divorce, there are several things that get requested in your petition. Using divorce as an example, a person might request alimony, they might request the exclusive use of the home, they may request some sort of time sharing schedule or attorney's fees. So at the end of the case, we're either going to reach an agreement and have the agreement finalized and ratified by a judge, or we're going to have to go in front of a judge and have a judge make a decision about the case. That process of getting to a final agreement or of getting to a final resolution by a judge can take a long time. So one of the things that we have as an option or a tool available to us is something called a temporary relief hearing. So the temporary relief hearing is intended to be a short hearing that gives us resolution on a temporary basis about one or multiple issues that are pending in the case. So one of the things that comes up pretty frequently is, do we want to have a temporary relief hearing on time sharing, for example? Well, in some cases we do want to do that, especially when the parties just cannot seem to agree at all. If it's a paternity case and we're representing a father who doesn't yet have his rights established, we might want a temporary relief hearing so that we can get some kind of a temporary order in place. Another example could be with little more minor issues or things that may appear to others to seem minor, but they're really important to you. For example, I had a woman who contacted us today who was interested in information pertaining to using her car during the pendency of the divorce. So while it may take us months to get around to having a final resolution, she can't wait that long to use her car, and her partner is not allowing her use of the vehicle. So this is a perfect example of when a person might need a temporary relief hearing. But the decision of whether or not to have a temporary relief hearing is really individual and personal to each case and each person. Temporary relief hearings cost money. And temporary relief hearings take time. So sometimes it's a better use of your time and money to just push forward to mediation, hopefully be able to work through these issues and get a resolution and fully resolve the case, rather than trying to have the temporary relief hearing in the beginning. Also, if the issues are not overly complicated and it's not going to take us that long to get to a final hearing, then you have to make a decision on whether you can wait the length of time it takes to get to the final hearing or whether you need to have a temporary relief hearing sooner. Even getting a temporary relief hearing can take us a couple of months, so we really don't have options available to us in family law unless there is a real true emergency. That means that someone's like life or limb, something irreversible is about to happen. If there's no real emergency, then getting hearings typically takes us a couple of months regardless of whether it's a temporary relief hearing or whether it's a final hearing. So the question really becomes, can we get ready for a final hearing in the length of time that we have, or do we need to go on specific issues for temporary relief? It's a lot to consider. There's lots and lots of different facets and multiple considerations for you to think about in making the decision. If this is something that you think might make sense for your case, then please get in touch with your attorney. If you don't have an attorney at this point, then you probably want to get one involved if you're this far along and having these kinds of questions. Our office is obviously happy to help, and for our clients who are watching the video, if this is something that makes sense for you in your case, please get in touch with us so we can have a consultation and discuss it.